Hello, welcome back to A Little Less Lisa, where at the moment I am on a weight loss journey. I currently take Tirzepatide, which is a compounded version of the medicine. It is the same medicine that is in Mounjaro, which is FDA approved for diabetes, and Zepbound, which is FDA approved for chronic obesity. So both of those brand names are made from Tirzepatide, and that is what I'm taking, but a compounded version. And I will be doing a video coming up soon on the new telehealth company that I moved to, and to kind of let you know how that process was and what my experience has been thus far. I've received one refill now from them, and a few things have changed, so we'll talk about that. So let's get into my week 9 and 10 results. It will actually be combined because I was not able to weigh myself during week 9 because I was traveling to Spain. So anyway, let's get into it. All right, so before I get into my, basically what is my combined week 9 and 10 results, I forgot in my previous check-in video for week 8, which was my second 4-week grouping, which is when I do my measurements, and I had forgotten to do them, so I did them on Friday, and I meant to include them in a little, this is me editing clip, and I totally forgot because I was frantically trying to edit videos and get them uploaded to YouTube before I left for Spain. So I will now give you my week 8 measurement results. So basically, I lost a total of 6.48, so essentially 6.5 inches overall. Try to look and see kind of where the majority was. The majority, it looked like it's actually were from my thighs. I lost over an inch in both thighs, like almost an inch and a half in each thigh. My right calf somehow got bigger. And yeah, I mean, everything else went down, but not as significantly as I would say my thighs did. And I guess my waist went down a little bit over an inch as well. So my total inches lost for the 8 weeks total is 13.2. Okay, so as a reminder, for week 8, I gave that shot, or I guess it was technically my 9th shot, but the end of my 8th week. I gave that in my right thigh, and I had moved up to 5 milligrams. And when I was on vacation in Spain, I gave myself another dose of 5 milligrams in my left thigh. So as I said, I don't have a weigh-in for the end of week 9 because I was on vacation, and obviously, I probably could have found a scale someplace, but who knows if it would have been accurate or consistent with my scale. So, that's just not worth it. And frankly, when you're on vacation and all those things, that kind of wreaks havoc with your weight. Now, I will do an entire video on traveling on a GLP-1, so make sure that you are subscribed and you have your notification bell turned on so you know when I upload that video. And I feel like I am getting that sort of haze thing from my blinds and the sun across my face, so hang on, I'm going to tilt those a little bit so I think it will look clearer for you. So hopefully that's better. So I'm not going to go into sort of how, like I said, the weeks went as far as eating is concerned. I will probably address that in the traveling on a GLP-1 medication, because I think how I ate and things really tied into traveling and the challenges and the things that I faced as I was traveling. I guess, spoiler alert, I did not do a great job. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that I ate a ton of crappy food or, things that weren't healthy or things like that. I did a really poor job of eating, of getting calories in, which will probably explain then the loss that I saw over the last 2 weeks. So I weighed myself the morning of the day that we left. So basically 2 days after my normal weigh-in day. And at that point, I was down to having lost 25 pounds total. But for you all, my last official weigh-in, I had lost 23.6 pounds. When I weighed in today, I had lost 7.4 pounds for a total weight loss for the 10 weeks of 31 pounds, which is obviously an average of a little over 3 pounds per week, which is quite a bit. I don't want to be losing at that rate. Frankly, my sort of hope on the scale when I got on was to have lost maybe like 3 pounds from the weight that I weighed, the day that we left for Spain, and it ended up being 6. But like I said, you add it to the additional 1.4 that I lost between Thursday and Saturday, and then you get 7.4 total. So anyway, I did meet with a dietitian today, actually, because I am a little concerned about the fact that I am having trouble getting enough calories in. And she gave me some great suggestions. She recommended that I add some nuts to my diet for 1, healthy fats, but 2, for some like a little more power-packed calories. So that can add some calories, or adding some nut butter or other healthy fats like avocados and things. Now, I do some avocado when I have my egg salad. I need to hard boil some eggs because we don't have any right now. So those were some things she recommended. She also recommended some things to get in a little extra fiber, adding chia seeds to like my yogurt or things, or doing some more oatmeal, which I really like. If you watched my other channel, you know that's a favorite thing, especially in the wintertime, to make, is this kind of oatmeal recipe that I make. So I will try to do that. But I am planning on going to Costco this weekend, and so I'm going to pick up some of those like individual packs of nuts so that, it's easier for me to keep track of how much I'm eating. But I think that will be a good thing for me. I will be able to eat that without feeling super full, and it won't impede me from eating something later perhaps, but it will give me some additional calories, because I don't really want to be losing as fast as I am losing. Now, don't get me wrong. I think, it feels great, but I do think that I have seen some additional muscle loss despite the fact that I'm doing weight training, but I wasn't able to do any weight training while we were on vacation, while I was with my mom in Spain. So I do feel like I've had some muscle weight loss where I obviously really want it to be fat. So hopefully, I started back strength training today. I was trying to get over my jet lag, and I think I'm hopefully almost over that. So yeah. What was interesting about my shots that happened after I guess it would be my 9th shot and my 10th shot. I still actually have to give my shot today, which will be my 11th shot. The ones I did in my thighs, is I experienced getting like a red spot about probably that big around the injection site. Initially, they were both just red and a little warm to the touch. And then a few days later, they both started itching. I mean, obviously it was on my right thigh first, and then that kind of went away. And then I injected my left leg while I was on vacation and had the same reaction. Now, this was still from Hallandale Pharmacy. My refill prescription that I just received is actually from a new pharmacy that the telehealth company that I'm using has switched a lot of their patients to. So it has nothing to do with the pharmacy. The only thing that I can think of that is different is the vial that I was using was at room temperature. I always keep my medicine cold, but the vial that I had received from Hallandale was the first medication that I had received from this new telehealth company. And it arrived, actually, I didn't know they were gonna ship that fast, and it arrived when we were in Kansas City. So it sat out and obviously got to room temperature, and therefore I needed to use that vial first before I used up my other vial that I still had from my previous telehealth company, which had been refrigerated. And like I said, that's the only thing that I can think of that was different between the medication, is that it had been sitting at room temperature. So I used that one to do the first shot in my thigh, and then that left me with one more 5 milligram dose in that vial, which was perfect because that's what I was able to then take to Spain, and I didn't have to worry about refrigerating it or anything because it was already room temperature and it was still within the 21 days of when it became room temperature. So I don't know. I looked it up in some of the support groups, one of the bigger support groups. I just, put in the search bar in Facebook in the group, red spot or something like that, injection site, and a whole bunch of posts came up. It seems like it's a very common occurrence. Again, I don't know what it will be. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Let me know in the comments below if you've experienced this kind of red, it's like I said, like about a 1.5 inch kind of, not circle, but kind of area around the injection site that gets red and then ends up sort of being itchy after a few days. And then it just fades and goes away. I mean, it's not like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't there's nothing bad really about it. It's obviously a little annoying when it's itching sometimes, but let me know, like I said, in the comments below if you've experienced that, if you happen to know, if you know why it happens, if you've talked to a doctor about it. I haven't talked to a doctor about it yet, so I may bring it up at my next appointment that I have with the physician. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of the only weird thing that happened this past 2 weeks. So that, I think, is about it for my check-in. Like I said, a great weight loss over the last 2 weeks of, I guess, technically from weigh-in to weigh-in, 7.4 pounds. Like I said, more than I would like. And I am very much hoping that the tips from the dietitian will help me get closer and reach my calorie goal so that I can kind of slow down this weight loss. At this point, I should say I probably will look to lose like another 9 pounds, so like a total of 40. Initially, my original goal that I had set is basically only 2.8 pounds away, but as I mentioned in a previous video, I knew I was going to adjust that down at least 5 pounds to be more in line with kind of where my weight was, for that 14-15 years that I was maintaining that general weight. So I think like I said, if I do the 9 pounds, it'll basically be, it'll be a little bit lower, but we'll see. We'll see how I get, how I feel when I get to some of those numbers. But yeah, I don't feel like 2.8 pounds is where I want to be. I think I would like to see if I can get down a little bit lower and then, obviously maintain that. So if you would like to hear about how to travel when on a GLP medication, and I can kind of let you know a little bit more of how my eating went when I was on my trip and how, the 2 weeks kind of went during that and everything that went along with that, including, potential gastrointestinal issues and things, definitely subscribe to the channel and put your notification bell on, and that way you will know when I upload the next video. That will probably be my Tuesday video. I'll have to see, because I'm going to do that telehealth one and the travel one. So one of those two videos will be the one this coming Tuesday, and then the following Tuesday will be the other one. But like I said, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know that. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you are on a weight loss journey. How is your journey going? Have you had any struggles? Is there anything I can try to help you with? I mean, I'm not an expert. I am not a doctor, by the way. I am not giving medical advice. Please make sure that you consult your own qualified physician about any kind of medical issues or questions. But you know, if I have any things that I can share, I'm happy to do that. So let me know those in the comments below. If you haven't had enough of me yet, there will be another video up here for you to watch. And remember, kindness and hate spread the same. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.